You see all this for me now? Okay. I may send it, I may benefit from it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But chances are I won't.
Wow.
That is why I have to understand that, okay, if I am not going to benefit from it, but somebody's going to benefit from it, who is that person? Is it my children? Is it the people who buy now? Is it... I don't know who, but I have to understand that what I am doing, I'm building an asset class for someone.
Yo, what's good, people? I go by the name Peter the Wave, music producer, sound engineer, and the DJ from Lagos, Nigeria. And welcome to another episode of In the Labs by Peter the Wave. And today we're at Lekki at Addie Mak studio, and we're going to be showing you a quick tour around the space and his works. Yeah, do well to click the subscribe button and like this video. Peace. We're going to have a quick chat with Addie Mak. He tells us about his work and we get to meet him basically. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, bro?
Hey, bro, how's it going?
Yeah, I can see that you're working on some pieces and or basically, let's just have a quick run up about like your name, how you came about.
Okay, my double name is Addie Mak. But my art name is Addie Mak.
Yeah. How did you come about that?
Well, it was given to me by a teacher. I used to back in boarding school. I used to get too many detentions. So every time, and I went to boarding school in England, and there the guy always used to struggle to say my name, Addie Mak every week, and every week without fail I used to get detention. So one day he just said Addie Mak, and everybody started clapping in the hall, like everyone was clapping, and that became my name. Everybody started calling me Addie Mak, and yeah.
Well, prior to that, were you like already drawing, or you were just like a normal guy in school?
I always used to draw. I've always drawn from when I was a kid, but for the longest time, my mom usually says these things to me. Maybe I'm drawing as usual, and then somebody will come and say, Addie, you're drawing. Are you an artist? And my mom, before I can even answer, my mom will say, Addie can't even draw a straight line. I've been carrying this thing for so long. Oh yeah, I can't be an artist because I can't draw a straight line. But nobody can draw a straight line. So just hearing those words, just very simple, it changed everything for me. So I became a little bit more confident. I started doing more things. It still took a while before I did my first ever painting.
Yeah. But and when was that? How long did it take?
Wow. It was still, let's say my friend said this to me in 2008.
Yeah.
And I started, 2000, maybe later, but still, I didn't do my first painting until 2014. So that's, you can actually see it here.
This?
Yes, this is it.
Whoa, this is amazing.
Thank you.
Whoa. Did you modify this at any point? Or this was...
No, this is it. This is how it's been. This is my first... I did it in patches because I've always liked collage. So I did it in little pieces. So I started, this was the first bit I did, and then I put another piece of paper beside it. So I did it and I...
So, what was your direction, or what were you going for?
In all honesty, at the time I was living in London and I was something of an art dealer. It was like a budding passion that I had kind of fallen into, dealing art. And I would go out on the last Thursday of every month. I had clients who would send me to certain galleries, and I would pick work, and they would pay, and I'd get a commission. But at the end of it, I always used to feel very empty, because I couldn't afford the work I was picking for them. So I'm going home with nothing, but it's me that picked the work now. So out of that frustration, I started doing my own work, and that's where this piece came from. So I would say that this piece was it was me just trying to do whatever I could do at the time, and just do it in a way, do something that I would like, that I would want to keep. And so after I did it, I even sent it to some of those clients at the time, and they were like, "Oh my God, amazing, how much?" And I said, "No,
it's not for sale.
It's not for sale, it's mine."
Can you just show us like pieces that means a lot to you, and just walk us through like your best?
Okay. Now my best work. This is definitely something. This is something that I won't ever let go of. It's definitely up there. However, before this, I had this.
Oh, crazy!
Now it's this book I used to just carry around everywhere, and it was essentially my journal. But you know how journals are normally orderly and things. This one was never ordered. I just used to write anything and at any time. And it's been sort of a record of my creative journey between the ages of 19 to 25.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just kept things. I told you earlier, I like collages and putting things together. So that was something I would do. I would always just do things out of interest. Like I said, I never think that things are random. So maybe, for example, I like fortune cookies. When you go to a Chinese restaurant, they give you a fortune cookie. There's a little fortune inside. I used to keep my own. I always used to keep them. I used to keep them inside my wallet. So after a while, I was like, okay, let me put them. So this is actually a page from this book, but it fell out of the book. So I had pasted all the fortunes that I had eaten over the years, all the different fortune cookies, and I put them all together. And I call it Fortune 8. Because it's a collection of fortune cookies that I ate, so fortunate, but that's what it's a little play on words.
Nice.
So I don't even. It's hard to place.
Okay.
Yeah. But
which is your biggest piece right now?
My biggest piece.
Yeah.
Now this is my biggest piece. This is sorry, you can see it's falling apart a bit.
Yeah.
But it's a fragmented wall collage titled "The Map of No Place."
Crazy.
And I don't know if you know the Wizard of Oz. You know the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. So what this is trying to do is essentially turn no place into a destination. But it's not a destination that you can actually go to, but it's an internal emotional landscape. So on this map, which is just falling apart, sorry, but I will share with you what it actually looks like complete. It is essentially an internal emotional landscape, and on it has different locations which we can all relate to, which we all feel.
Yeah, so I can see we have an extension, you literally extended your studio into your bathroom. How did you come about that? What was the thought process? So
there wasn't much. Well, actually, there was a little bit of thought process. What happened was sometimes I just take a little smoke break. I'm working and it's like, okay, let me take a little break and come and smoke. And then I'm sitting down here, I'm smoking, and I'm like, well, you should be working. So the best way I thought to do was to start putting up paper here and things there, so I could actually work here, so I wouldn't feel so bad if I wasn't in the studio working.
You don't feel you're still in that zone.
Exactly. I find that this studio extension has become a sort of reflection room for me. I come here, I reflect a lot. I sit down here, I do a lot of admin work. I should do my admin work in the studio, but in the studio I want to work. So sometimes here, if I'm not painting, if I'm not in that, I need to be painting sort of thing, I do a lot of ideation. I sit down here, I think a lot. I've come up with a lot of ideas here. I've written a lot of proposals sitting here. I I just do a lot of disengagement, but while still being engaged. So it's almost like a pause, but not a pause here. Because with this sort of work, you have to understand that it's all about ideas. It's all about, and it's not just ideas, but ideas and seeing those ideas through. So trying to bring them to fruition and seeing, will it catch, will it not catch? So the 6 characters and the book. This is actually the one I'm wearing right now. So the first page of the book has basically instructions of how to interact with the book. Fun product, which is the book. This is another product, which is the merchandise. And then over here, I have one of the other product, which is canvas. So we also sell framed canvases to people to do their own thing. This was done by a friend's daughter who came to the studio recently. And these were done by my sons. Yeah, they were doing it and then they got bored, so they stopped. But these come in 2 different sizes. So there's the A2 size, which is this, and then the A0 size, which is a bit bigger. And yeah, so that's the color me. As I said earlier, I started out as an art dealer, and then I did a bit of, I started getting into collection myself. So here are some of the pieces I've collected over the years. This is a Kingsley Obasi, collected in 2022. That is Joseph Obede. That was actually a wedding gift. I got married in 2019. And there's another Joseph, which I got from his first solo show in 2017, I believe. Yeah, I really like his work. He's a great artist. And this is me. Yeah, this is me, and this is a photograph by Stephen Tile. He's a renowned fashion photographer. But then in here, you have a lot more of me. This was actually it was a diptych, meaning a double back by me, but somebody bought me the other one. This is by my friend Anderson Adewo. He's an artist as well, and then these 3 are by me. This one is called Mickey Ears Biggie Sweater. This one is called Akombi, which is one of my middle names. Because a lot of these face figures I draw are actually like they're me. They're meant to be me, but me in different forms. And that one's called Ribbit the Riot. These are some early stones from 2017. This one I bought for my wife Valentine's Day a long time ago. This one was given to me as a gift by one of his friends. And this is another Obasi. And over here, we have some more of my workers and a mixture of other artists as well. This is Tiffany Abel Davies. This is Joseph Obede again. This is Imomo Asemoka. This is Edozie Anedu. And as I was saying, with art, like this guy now, I can't afford his work again. I bought this in 2019 for about 250,000 naira. The minimum you can get this guy's work now is about 10,000 pounds. Yeah, insane. This is old Leonard, Soldier Boyfriend. He goes by Soldier Boyfriend now. I find him a very interesting artist because he's changed a lot his style over the years. And then this is me. It's going to be at my solo show next month. It's called Papa Was a Compartmentalizer. And it's all about how we are different things to different people and how we compartmentalize different aspects of our life. You know, I am an artist here, I'm a father here, I'm a husband here, I'm an MD here, and many things to different people, and this is what all of us are as human beings.
almost looks like the bigger piece you're making upstairs.
Exactly.
Like idea.
You've got a very good eye. There's a reason why you are saying.
I don't know about so.
Yes, you do. You do. I can tell. Don't ignore it. You do. And then some of my earlier work. This was part of a bigger, much bigger work, but so some things got funny with the work. Like I was trying a new style and I wasn't able to put everything together the way I wanted. So I think it was the frame that I kind of messed it up. So it was a huger thing. But because I make stuff in little pieces and then put them together, this was one of the pieces that survived.
Not so much.
So this is my young artist called Logan. He's doing very well. And this is me again. Well, these three are me. This is called Midnight. As you can see, it's not as vibrant as my normal work. It's another piece that I created out of essentially lack. Yeah, so this is Joseph Obede again, but this is a much different style to what he normally makes. You know, he does some sort of line drawings over there, but this is a very unique piece of him. And then this is me. Mostly I work with oil pastel, but this time I decided to, because I don't like to be boxed in, so I like to try different things, different media. Yeah, there's another one I'd love to show you actually. It's quite interesting. This is a photo I took initially in 2015. I took it at Tapa Day. And it was a time and chance thing. It looks like I set it up, but I did not. I just saw it. And I snatched somebody's camera. I didn't use my own camera. I snatched somebody's camera. I said, please. Cut. And then in 2022, out of boredom and just reasoning, I thought, okay, it's at the beach. Why don't we print it on a beach towel? So this is actually a towel. Touch it. Yeah, so it's a towel, and I just thought this is the best way for me to immortalize this piece.
I have no idea which is this.
Yeah, I think art is all about pushing boundaries, trying new things.
Do you have anybody that you look up to, there's this basket, or what's his name?
Jean-Michel. Yeah. So it's very funny. I get a lot of comparisons to him in terms of, and I try not to talk about it much, to be honest. But I will be honest, I'm extremely obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with him, the life he lived. I'm obsessed with every facet of him in terms down to I've watched his documentary more than 70 times. I have read books by his girlfriends, just to talk about his life and just how he was and his insecurities and things like that. So yeah, he's definitely up there in terms of role models, but not just him. That era that he lived in, I'm obsessed with all the artists of that era. Your Jeff Koons, your Keith Harings, your Andy Warhols, who else? There's just so many of them from that era, and I feel like in Nigeria, where we are now, there is that sort of renaissance going on. We have a whole lot of people doing different things, and I'm very happy to see that we're all kind of coming together now and understanding the importance of what we're doing and understanding that it's not just about today. It's about, you see random miscellaneous documentaries of Jean-Michel and like all these guys from that era just talking about what they're doing, and they didn't know that we were going to be looking at it like history and studying it like history years from now. So it's not about today. We need to, as a people, as a creative entity, see further than our noses and understand that what we're doing is not, it's about years to come.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. And if you're new here and you're watching for the very first time, please do well to like and subscribe to my channel. We have more amazing episodes coming up soon. Thanks for watching. Out.